Hello everyone, I'm just some guy reading comics, and here I'm reading the backup story from Detective Comics number 431, the January 1973 issue. If you're interested in the Batman story, please check out my video from yesterday. For today, we're going to read The Master Crime File of Jason Bard, Crime on My Hands. If you're not familiar with Jason Bard, he was featured as a detective in a lot of backup stories in Detective Comics, and he was known for being Batgirl, Barbara Gordon's boyfriend at the time in the early 70s. So let's flip ahead. And here we go. Master Crime File of Jason Bard, Crime on My Hands. I'd received the mystery call almost an hour ago, and here I was standing on a lonely, rain-swept corner of my old Gotham neighborhood, among ghosts of my youth. My anonymous client said to meet him here, and he'd hand me the assignment personally. Must be him now. Moving in awfully fast, though. So, story by Frank Robbins, art by Don Heck and Murphy Anderson, edited by Julius Schwartz. He was a tall, heavy man, and I'd taken quite a jolt when he smashed into me. And by the time my eyes refocused, the car was gone. No chance for an ID on either the driver or plates, unless he gives me one. Not a chance. His body was still warm, but deader than the trail of his killer. One bullet in the head had ensured that. Then I spotted the note pinned to his sleeve. The killer's calling card? Tough, Jason Bard. You've just lost a client. Ugh, what a grim sense of humor. Some joke scrawled on the back of my business card. I gave the DOA a quick frisk. As I expected, all personal identification had been removed. Who is he? How'd he latch onto my card? He looks familiar somehow. Have I ever seen him before? Stinks of liquor. Like it was handled by someone who... Oh, that's it! He's the bartender I questioned in the case of I Wake Up Dying. Left one of my cards so he could contact me later if he wanted to. Guess he finally got around to using it when he called me an hour ago. But what was he going to tell me? One thing's for sure. The killer must have overheard that bartender's phone call. Reader, think a moment. Before you read the next panel, why was Jason so positive of that? Well, let's find out. How else would the killer have known where to dump the body? Unless he heard who the bartender was meeting with, and when. My ex-client's info was hot enough to ride him... My ex-client's info was hot enough to earn him a rub-out. Better notify the police. And when I filled them in, that's it, fellas. No clues to his murder other than that note. Which makes it a dead-end, Jason. The lab boys would get no place doing a handwriting analysis without a single suspect to check out. Well, that's homicide's problem. Sure, but he was my client, almost. Why make it your headache, Bard? Unless you like working for nothing. Still, I feel I owe this poor dude something, like tracking down his killer. Have I ever been a blind idiot? The vital clue has been staring me in the face all the time. A clue smaller than a corpse, but just as obvious. Have you spotted it, reader? That raincoat the bartender was wearing was several sizes too small. In his rush to meet me, he must have grabbed someone else's coat. The killer's? If so, it gives me a size fix on the suspect. Short, stocky, and hopefully, if I find the bartender's coat, I'll find the killer. acting on the hunch that the victim may have placed his fatal call from the bar where he worked. If his assassin followed him out in a big hurry without taking his coat, he may return here for it, and I've got him. It couldn't be that easy. The relief bartender? The victim's raincoat would fit him perfectly. Hey Barkeep, where's my big buddy? Isn't he on tonight? You mean Howie? Stroud ain't on today. It's his time off. Scratch my first hunch, if this guy is leveling. Where can I find Howie? You might try his pad at 22 Jane Street, around the corner. In weather like this, he often holes up for a hard-handed stud poker with his Uncle Lenny, who lives with him. Sure, good old Uncle Lenny. Thanks, pal. By the way, what kind of raincoat do you usually wear? Huh? You ask some mighty curious questions, mister. But I got nothing to hide, see? This is how I keep raindrops from falling on my head. He wasn't lying. So they weren't my first suspect. But at least now I've got a real hot suspect. H&L Stroud, the relief bartender's story checks out. Let's see if Uncle Lenny is home. Hi. Could you and Howie use a third for poker? No deal, Bard. Ours is strictly a closed family game. Besides, Howie's out for the night. So get lost. Slam. I caught him off guard, and he goofed. He gave himself away. Uncle Lenny recognized me, called me by name, but he's never even met me, unless he was at the wheel of that killer car that dumped Howie's body in my hands. But the moment he realizes his goof, he'll be taking out after me, like right now. What? That's crazy. Chasing after me, Uncle Lenny? Looks like you trapped yourself in an oversized shroud, much larger than the tight one you buried poor Howie in. Huh? This is Howie's code. An astute observation, Lenny. A bit too late. Your raincoat will be Exhibit A when the coroner pulls Howie's body out of it. You'll never live to testify against me, Bard. With Howie's help, I will, Lenny. Ow! His oversized sleeve has reached out to snare yours. You tackled a job too big for you to handle, Uncle, but I'm finishing it. No wriggling out of this now, Lenny. I've got you cold. This coat and your gun should check out as a murder weapon. Okay, Bard, okay. I've had it. But how he asked for it? Like how? I've been waiting to find out why he called me. Because he was chickening out on our sweet little racket. All the fight had gone out of Uncle Lenny when he revealed their secret cache to me. Counterfeit money and master plates? We were naturals, Howie and me. I printed up the phonies and he passed them. Give me the police. Howie passed them his change to smashed suckers at the bar, and we pocketed the difference that went into the till. But then he got scared, the stupid jerk, and you know the rest. Naturally, after that, I had to rush home and tell Babs. So baby, it was strictly a case of slam. You made the scenes too long. Good night, sweetheart. Till our next case. Next issue, the Atom appears as the world's smallest sleuth. So Jason Bard's talking to his photo of Batgirl. Well, Barbara Gordon. Not sure if he knew who she was at the time. Well, that's it for today. You've been just some guy reading comics with me. Bye-bye.